Tech Productions proudly presents the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Swung on, foul ball toward left field, back, out of here, home run, over the left field wall. He got every bit of that one.
Now, live from the birthplace of Southern gospel music in the land of Crockett, with Stanley Wilson, here's J.P. Plant.
We welcome you back to Timber Trap Field in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, side of the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series, as we're got some pregame festivities happening here as we get ready for Bismarck, North Dakota, and Janesville, Wisconsin.
Boys that are being introduced on the field currently are the 6-year-old team from Lawrenceburg and the 8-year-old Cal Ripken team from Lawrenceburg, both of which won state in their respective age groups. Congratulations to these young men, feeder programs, for the very field that they are playing this tournament on, the Lawrence County Babe Ruth League.
That's right. So a couple of state champs in the Cal Ripken division being honored here before this tonight. So I tell you what, we'll take a quick timeout, and when we return, we will have first pitch between North Dakota and Wisconsin. That's after this on X Sports TV.
Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
And we're back getting ready for North Dakota and Wisconsin, the final game of the afternoon here on the Sunday edition of pool play at the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series, already underway over at Tom Cruise Field, Mississippi and Wisconsin. And they are in a 1-1 tie. Mississippi, and Washington in a 1-1 tie, as the team from North Dakota being introduced, and Wisconsin about to be introduced as well. JP playing alongside Brad Nielsen, as this game can mean some implications for the single elimination round, which will begin on Tuesday.
Absolutely. North Dakota comes in 0-2 in pool play, looking for their first win. Wisconsin 2-1 currently in pool play. The one loss being to the host, Lawrence County. North Dakota, again, you hate to say this, they're in a must-win situation. They have to get that first win because it appears that more than likely 2 wins is going to be needed to advance with 2 games remaining. And real quickly, huge congratulations to the sportsmanship of the Bismarck team. As they were coming out onto the field today, they made a special effort to go down and give a high five to all the 6-year-olds that have been here supporting their play during this World Series. But just a neat show, because the 6-year-olds are definitely looking up to these 15-year-old guys that are essentially major leaguers in their eyes for a week.
Yeah, no question about that. And you see a lot of that, the good sportsmanship throughout the Babe Ruth World Series, and Wisconsin is following suit as well. So it's a pretty cool thing to see everybody come together at this juncture. So we've got the game, as we mentioned, where Wisconsin can seal a spot in the elimination round, and Bismarck really fighting for their playoff life, if you will. So they need a win this evening in order to advance to the elimination round, which will begin on Tuesday. This is the final game for North Dakota, They're 0-2. That's right.
They're
so
0-2.
They're
Yep.
0-2 coming in, and
Wisconsin is
Wisconsin
2-1.
2-1. This is their final game. This will be their fourth and final game of the elimination round. So they're going to have the Babe Ruth code. And I tell you what, we'll get a little hum in my ear, Brad. So we're going to take a break, see if I can fix this hum. So before we get the game going, we'll be back to Lawrenceburg shortly after this.
Gerald Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
Sec Productions proudly presents the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Swung on, foul ball toward left field. Back. Out of here. Home run. Over the left field wall. He got every bit of that one.
Now, live from the birthplace of Southern gospel music in the land of Crockett, with Stanley Wilson, here's J.P. Plant.
Welcome back to Denver Trapp Field. Has just had the ceremonial first pitch after a national anthem. Chad Moore, who was the coach of the 6-year-old team, and I didn't see who, you know who that is, Brad, over there?
Emerson.
Emerson.
Ben
okay.
Emerson.
Ben Emerson. Coach of the, what is that, the
8-year-old.
8-year-olds?
Yep.
All right, so there you go. A couple of state champs throwing out the first pitch here tonight. And the managers are meeting at midfield as they get ready to go over, as we had a foul ball that just made its way to the stands over here. All right, so this game in the American Division, again, we have North Dakota coming in 0-2, Wisconsin 2-1. Their lone loss was to the host team from Lawrenceburg last night to give them a 2-1 record. So Lawrenceburg at 3-0 and in the driver's seat in the American Division. And depending on what Washington does, if Mississippi wins, that will give Lawrenceburg the 1 seed automatically. Washington, I believe that's correct.
That is correct, because the head-to-head is the first
That's right.
tiebreaker. And with Lawrence County's win over Wisconsin, 3-1 for both of those two teams would result in Lawrence County being the 1 seed going into elimination play from the American Division.
Yeah, Wisconsin's the only team that can catch Lawrenceburg, but as we mentioned, head-to-head already in favor of the host team from Lawrenceburg. So Wisconsin can basically...
I take that back. Washington is actually 1-1.
Yep.
And has yet to play Lawrence County, so I apologize for that. They could end 3-1 with the tiebreaker.
That's right. If they defeat Mississippi, you're right, and then beat Lawrenceburg tomorrow. So they could be the 1 seed. So a lot to play for Washington, for Wisconsin and North Dakota as well. And both crowds are into it. We saw last night Washington playing Lawrenceburg really got into it, and that's the same here, North Dakota fans as well. Let's get to our starting lineups. And first, for the visitors on the scoreboard from Bismarck, North Dakota, they will lead off with Connor Wycombe. Skylar Riedinger will be second. Cade Feeney is hitting third. Connor Hansen will bat fourth. Mason Linegang will bat fifth. Batting sixth, Luke Domre. Cameron Miller will bat seventh. Batting eighth, Alex Krug. And Nick Hintz will bat ninth. For Janesville, Wisconsin, at third will be Eric Hughes. Playing short this evening will be Tegan Christensen. At second base, Colin Hageman. And at first is Dawson Draves. In left field, it is Cody Lochterman. Center field, Caleb Kenna. And in right, Clark Schmaling. On the mound for Janesville, Wisconsin, Micah Overlay. And behind the plate is Dalton Madsen. So Micah Overlay started the very first game for Wisconsin. And he gets the start here this evening. And it'll be Connor Wycombe to lead things off for Bismarck, North Dakota. First pitch, and we're underway. At 6:27 is low for a ball, 1-0 the count. We welcome everyone who is watching on Exports TV, and feel free to join in on the conversation with us. Like Nancy says, let's go Bismarck, and we've got another one. Jim CB says, let's go Janesville. There you go. Equally represented, Brad.
Absolutely, and third pitch, ground ball to the shortstop. Field, it comes up firing to Dawson Draves for the first out of the game.
So there you go. Nice play there by the shortstop for Wisconsin. And there's one gone here in the ball game. The hitter is Skylar Riedinger, and takes the ball outside 1-0. There's a line drive, and that's going to be just foul. Down the left field line.
Third base umpire held his ground, but had to get down pretty low to spin around and make the call of a foul ball, as it was about 2 feet over his head and on a rope.
All right, everybody settling in here. 1-1. The pitch. Just a bit outside, 2-1. On deck is Cade Feeney for Bismarck, North Dakota, in their blue, the navy blue jerseys with the red background stripe across their chest with the white Bismarck. Red numerals trimmed in white, gray pants with the navy piping. The 3-1 lifted, foul down the right side and out of play. For Janesville, Wisconsin, they're in their red jerseys with the navy numbers and letters trimmed in white, white pants and the red piping. They've got red caps with a black bill. Both teams have worn the same uniforms. I think the host, Lawrenceburg, is the only team we've seen with a multiple uniforms.
Maybe California.
Did California,
I know
have they done?
Came out in a.
They've got the camo.
The camo mesh type deal.
I haven't seen anything other than that one, but I've only seen one game for them. Washington, you know what? I think Washington has a couple of different uniforms. Yeah, they've got an all white and they've got red on right now. The 3-2 lifted into shallow center and charging, unable to make the play is Kenna. So a base hit for Bismarck, North Dakota, and Skylar Riedinger. And their fans are pumped for this game.
Nice job by Riedinger. Full count. Got a pitch a little down the way in the zone. Able to flare it into center field to get something started with one out. Runner aboard, and that brings Cade Feeney, the pitcher, to the plate for North Dakota.
So Overlay, stretch for the first time. Throw down to first. Back easily is Riedinger.
Riedinger is about 3 feet short, diving, coming back into the bag. Had to do a little crawling, scampering, whatever you want to call it there.
A little crab crawl on the stomach.
There you go.
There's a pitch lifted into left center field. Tracking back is Kenna. And makes the catch. Retreating back to first is Riedinger, and there are 2 gone here in the top of the first.
North Dakota's come out swinging. They're putting the bat on the ball. That was hit pretty well. Just got under it a bit. And that will bring Hansen to the plate, the left-hander. Cleanup hitter for North Dakota.
So the first lefty in the lineup for Bismarck to face Micah Overlay. And everybody takes time. Lights are on, both fields. Been overcast all day. The threat of rain has been there, at least to our west, but so far, thankfully, nothing has materialized. There's a nice curveball over for a strike, as we were able to catch up all day yesterday with 8 games, 4 on each field.
Fun day if you're a fan.
Absolutely.
Tough day if you're a player.
Pitch outside, count even at 1-1.
Overlay pretty effective so far through first inning. Runner on first. 2 away.
Here's the pitch. It's low. Making his way is Riedinger, and the throw not in time. Taking advantage and moving into scoring position. Skylar Riedinger. And a man at second with 2 outs for Bismarck, North Dakota. And the hitter, Cade Feeney.
Riedinger runs really well at second base, and that ball that bounced away from Dalton Madsen, the catcher, went just outside of the right-handed batter's box. He slid over, barehanded it, and threw a missile to the shortstop. Actually made a pretty close play out of something I thought he had no chance on. Really a good arm by the catcher, Madsen.
And a correction, Connor Hansen is your hitter. 2-1 count. Pop fly down the left field line, going foul, drifting foul, and caught near the fence by Eric Hughes, playing third this evening. What a play by Hughes at third to retire North Dakota. They get 1 hit, leave them stranded, no errors, no runs. We head to the bottom of the first. Wisconsin coming to the plate. This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series live on X Sports TV.
In Main Street, Lawrenceburg, would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Daryl Valentine Enterprises in Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
We head to the bottom of the first. North Dakota and Wisconsin, no score. As Janesville, Wisconsin coming in 2-1. Brad, if you'll read through the Wisconsin lineup.
Absolutely. For Wisconsin leading off, it's going to be Eric Hughes. followed by catcher Dalton Madsen. Micah Overlay, the pitcher, batting third. Clark Schmalling playing right field, batting cleanup. Cody Logterman batting fifth. Dawson Draves, the first baseman, batting sixth. Colin Hageman playing second base, batting seventh. Caleb Kenna in center, batting eighth. And Tegan Christensen is your shortstop, batting ninth for Janesville.
All right, so we're about set for action to bottom of the first. Eric Hughes to lead things off for Janesville, Wisconsin. Facing Cade Feeney. Bismarck, there's a strike. Count evens at 1-1.
Saw Hughes pitch some the other day. Did a nice job on the mound for this Wisconsin club.
Absolutely. Good-looking athlete. There's a line drive right back up the middle. Nearly took the head off of Feeney, and Eric Hughes is on board with a leadoff single in the bottom of the first for Wisconsin.
Nice piece of hitting by the leadoff. Eric Hughes stayed inside out, drove the fastball right back up the middle. Wisconsin in business with the leadoff runner on to start the bottom of the first.
Dalton Madsen, and they get the pickoff at first. Feeney catches Hughes leaning a bit.
It's not very often you see your best move on the first one, but we might have just seen the best one. That was a great move by Feeney. Eliminates the runner, Hughes.
So the bases are empty. And a strike to Dalton Madsen. He's the catcher for Wisconsin. An 0-1 count with one out, and the bases are empty now. That one's outside, 1-1.
He missed outside, but that's a pretty sharp breaking ball. He throws with a lot of pace on it.
There's a swing and a miss, and the count now 1-2. Feeney working quickly, the 1-2. Popped up out of play, count remains 1-2. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike three. And two outs here in the bottom of the first.
2 up, 2 down, unconventional way after Hughes started it with a single up the middle, picked off first, and a strikeout of Madsen. Feeney's faced 2 and retired 2.
And the first pitch to the third hitter for Janesville, Wisconsin, Micah Overlay, who is the pitcher. Hits lefty, throws right. Right-handed, and now 0-2, and Feeney has found a groove, Brad.
Absolutely. He's working in and out with the fastball, locating it knee high. May climb the ladder 0-2, or he's going to throw something off the plate.
Pitch misses low, 1-2 the count.
Catcher Cameron Miller set up outside on the 0-2 pitch. Moves back there.
Here's the 1-2. Inside, strike three.
There's the nice breaking ball. Works back across to the inside part of the plate. Third out.
So Feeney faces the minimum after a leadoff single, picks them off, strikes out the next two, and we played one. We're scoreless. North Dakota and Wisconsin. This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series live on Exports TV.
In Main Street, Lawrenceburg, would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the Exports Radio Network.
Welcome back to the 15-year-old Babe Ruth World Series and our broadcast position in the Parks Lumber Perch at Denver Track Field. JP Plant, Brad Nielsen with you for what looks like could be a fun one. If the rest of the game is anything like that first inning, some enthusiastic fans, some good pitching, a hit for each team, a pickoff. And this one, hopefully we're settling in for a fun game here this evening. The last on this Sunday of pool play. One more day of pool play tomorrow on Monday, as Mason Line Gang will lead things off. Takes a strike 0-1 from Micah Overlay. 15 pitches in that first inning for Overlay. That one's low. And the count now even at 1-1.
Both pitchers have found the zone pretty good. Keeping the ball down. Had 2 hits, one by each team. As the pitch is up and out for ball 2. But if you can see these guys at this age range move inside and out with their fastball and locate it knee high, they're going to be very effective.
Working quickly is Overlay. Strike 2. Count even at 2-2 to Line Gang. Nobody out. Nobody on base. Top of the second, no score. North Dakota and Wisconsin. The pitch. Deep to left center field. And going back and making the grab is Cody Logderman for Wisconsin. And that ball looked like it might have a chance to get down or possibly off the wall, but it kind of held up a little bit, it seemed like.
Going to have to really jump on one today to get it out with the humidity, a little overcast. Ball's probably not going to jump as much as it has, or as much as it did yesterday when it was extremely hot out.
Oh, yes. So the hitter will be Luke Domre, wearing number 20 for Bismarck, North Dakota. 1-0 count to Luke. Popped up in the right field. Tracking is Schmaling and makes the play for the second out of the inning.
That will bring the catcher Cameron Miller to the plate in the 7-hole, looking to get a 2-out rally started for the boys from Bismarck, North Dakota.
So nobody on base. As Overlay appears to have found a little groove here. There's a soft line drive into shallow left center field, and it falls for a base hit.
Nice piece of hitting by Miller. Got the breaking ball through the barrel at it, and just enough to carry the shortstop, and center fielder, left fielder unable to charge hard enough to get to that one. Perfectly placed base hit for Miller, the catcher.
So Alex Krug will step into the batter's box for North Dakota. 2 outs, runner at first, no score. Second into the ball game for North Dakota. The pitch is high, and the count 1-0.
Pretty small lead for Miller, the catcher over at first base, being held on by Dawson Draves. He did get a pretty aggressive secondary lead. I would not be surprised if they snap a throw from the catcher.
Well, that one fouled off. I think rattled his face mask, or his head, his helmet, I should say. He has a big smile on his face.
Did that hit the bat, then Krug's helmet, then the catcher? I couldn't tell.
It may have ricocheted all three.
It was kind of funny. Krug is smiling about it, and it looked like it might have just caught the top of the bill of his batting helmet.
It did, yeah. Caught his batting helmet. The 1-1. That one's high. 2-1. Overlay. Looks in. Dug out of there by Madsen. 3-1 the count. No score. Top of the second. Bismarck, North Dakota, Janesville, Wisconsin. Wisconsin 2-1 in pool play. And in second place in the American Division. North Dakota looking for their first win. That pitch strike at the letters. And we're full at 3-2. Expect to see
Miller will be taking off. Yep, Cameron Miller, the catcher, will be running on the release of the pitcher. Should be anyway. Full count, 2 outs. Snap throw over.
Wow. Yep. Try to get a cheap one. If we're expecting that, you know they're expecting it.
I don't know that Miller was all the way off the base yet when that was thrown.
Here's the pitch. There he goes. Soft liner into left field. Charging and making the grab is Cody Lochterman in a full sprint for the 3rd out of the inning. So Bismarck gets another runner on base, but they leave him stranded once again. We head to the bottom of the 2nd. Still no score. Bismarck, North Dakota, Janesville, Wisconsin for the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Back after the short timeouts.
In Main Street, Lawrenceburg, would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Scoreless game, North Dakota and Wisconsin. We hit to the bottom half of the 2nd. JP Flynn, Brad Nielsen with you, live on X Sports TV. We welcome you in from wherever you may be watching, whether it be the great northern plains of North Dakota or the land of dairy and cheese in beautiful Wisconsin, or any part in between, or part south.
Absolutely is a beautiful night for baseball in southern Middle Tennessee. Slight breeze blowing out to center field on Denver Trap, larger field of the 2. Really a nicely played ball game so far through an inning and a half. Both teams have looked sharp.
Yes, they have. The fans are into it. The teams are into it. So this one should be fun. A little lackadaisical in our earlier game. The Sunday afternoon nap time. I
Matinee.
think it hit us all. A swing and a miss to the first hitter for Janesville, Wisconsin, and Schmaling. Clark Schmaling, and the 0-1 inside. Count even at 1-1. Schmaling has pitched. He is caught. He plays right field. He's done a lot for Wisconsin this week. The 1-1 outside from Feeney.
Everybody has to be very universal in their skill set on these teams when you're carrying 12 guys. You cannot hardly have designated position players or designated pitchers. You've got to have a mix of everything.
That pitch fouled away. Yeah, it makes the selection process very crucial because it's not necessarily the 12 best players. You got to get the right athletes or the right positions, guys that can play multiple positions.
Absolutely. The new pitch count rules even emphasizing that more.
Swing and a miss on a high fastball, the high cheese. Unable to catch up with it. I promise that's the only time I'll use that tonight. So fear not.
Had to get that one out of the way.
My Wisconsin friends.
As Cody Lochterman steps to the plate, the left fielder.
The 1 out, and Lochterman, a couple of nice defensive putouts in left field in the last half inning. Takes a strike, 0-1.
By the way, we didn't get to talk about Eric Hughes' catch over in foul territory as we went to the break. Pass ball low, evens count 1-1. But the play that he made was unbelievable. He probably went 30 yards and tracked it down over his shoulder in foul territory. Really a nice play by Hughes.
The 1-1. Slow chopper to the right side. Hanson taking himself for the 2nd out of the inning. And mentioning Lochterman before he makes his way back to the dugout, he is responsible for the only home run in this ballpark in World Series play. He was the one,
and that's not just this year for those of you watching at home.
It's the 2nd year, but
so we went through 4 days of pool play in 15 and knockout rounds, 3 days of pool play here.
Yep.
And there's been 1 home run on this field.
Yep. Lochterman hit it off the scoreboard last night against the host team from Lawrenceburg. So it was a rocket shot indeed. Dawson Draves, your hitter, an 0-1 count. From Feeney, fouls that one off at the plate, 0-2. And Feeney, Brad, has done a nice job of getting ahead of the hitters.
Absolutely. He's been efficient. He's working quick, pounding down in the zone early in the count, and then he's raised the ladder with an 0-2 or 1-2 count, trying to get the guys to chase.
Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss with a fastball on the outside edge. 1-2-3 goes Wisconsin in the second. We played 2 innings of scoreless baseball, North Dakota and Wisconsin, and it's on Exports TV from the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. We'll be back after the short timeouts.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the Exports Radio Network.
Would like to congratulate all the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the Exports Radio Network.
Welcome back into beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, site of the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. North Dakota and Wisconsin locked up in a good game. 0-0 is our score as we head to the top of the third. Micah Overly pitching a gem so far for Jamestown, Wisconsin, as Nicholas Hens steps to the plate for Bismarck. And the first pitch over the outside corner for a strike. 2 hits for North Dakota, 1 for Wisconsin. So far, Wisconsin has sent 6 to the plate as one that got aboard was picked off. Breaking ball just down, evens the count at 1-1.
Yeah, Feeney's faced the minimum so far in the first 2 innings.
Ball up just a bit. 2-1's your count. Over on Tom Cruise, the other field of this World Series, Washington leads by a score of 3-2 in the 4th inning.
They're playing Meridian, Mississippi. Meridian 0-2, Washington 1-1.
A foul tip brings the count to 2-2 on Nicholas Hens. Wind up in the pitch. High, runs count full. Hens, the second baseman for this club from Bismarck. And the payoff pitch, Hens lays off of it. He's aboard with a walk. Leadoff runner aboard. And that will bring Wickham to the plate. Connor Wickham, the leadoff center fielder. Hens takes his lead at first. Bunts toward the third baseman. Third baseman charging in, fires across to first in time. The sacrifice works and gets Nicholas Hens over to second. Wickham with a nice bunt, made the third baseman field it. Really a nice play by Hughes again. That's 2 fantastic defensive efforts by the third baseman for Wisconsin.
Eric Hughes very solid at third base. He's also played a lot at short. And I think he played some outside outfield, has pitched as well. He's another very versatile player for Wisconsin. Nice play, you are correct.
Skylar Riedinger, the shortstop, steps in, the 2-hole hitter for Bismarck. First pitch swinging down the line. It bounces over the glove of Hughes. Hens rounding third, being sent home. Throw is not going to be in time. Bismarck leads 1-0. Riedinger with a double.
You think this game doesn't mean anything to Bismarck? Listen to that crowd, and they are excited. You got to love the enthusiasm.
The Bismarck guys were fired up coming into this game. I was actually speaking to one of them before we came up to our broadcast position. I'd run to get a glass of water and ask them how they were enjoying their trip. They said, it's been great, but I'm ready to win.
That's right.
As you can hear, the crowd in front of us starting to get into it. Feeney, the pitcher, trying to help his cause. Riedinger at second in scoring position with 1 out. Feeney with a nice long pause on the delivery. He lifted the left leg slowly, the right-hander did. Held Riedinger at second, didn't allow him to get a big jump, still through the strike. Oh, a bunt. Nice bunt. Going to be a tough play. And they say that the ball hit Feeney once he came out of the batter's box. The home plate umpire is the one that made the call. I think they're going to ask for assistance to see if either of the base umpires saw it.
Well, of course, the home plate umpire is in the best position. That is his call. And if he bunts it and then hits the ball, as you mentioned, out of the batter's box in fair territory, he is out. And that means the runner goes back to second. So at that point, it's a dead ball. And so that'll be the second, second out of the inning.
It's going to be the second out. Feeney reached out. It was an outside pitch. He reached out, and he's asking for an explanation from the home plate umpire. It appears it came back and touched him. I don't know if it was chest or knee, what. From our vantage point, it's tough to get real specific on it. But nonetheless, that's 2 outs. That brings Connor Hansen, the first baseman, to the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a fly out. Riedinger still at second base. Slow breaking ball in for a strike.
So Overlay in Wisconsin with a little break there, Brad, and see if they can take advantage of that with 2 outs now.
Absolutely. It looked like it was going to be runners at the corner. Nice job by the catcher, Madsen, blocking it up, keeping the runner at second.
Yeah, once you get runners at the corners in less than 2 outs, all kinds of things are in play. Oftentimes you see runners move to second. When you start making people run and positions move, it can cause a lot of issues.
Absolutely. Hansen takes the breaking ball down in the dirt. Another nice stop by Madsen. Been really impressed with the catcher play in this tournament. Guys are doing a good job fundamentally sliding out in front and throwing their outside shoulder toward the pitcher to keep it in front of them instead of just hitting and shooting to the side. A rip by Hansen into the right center gap. That's going to go all the way to the wall. Hansen is flying around the bases. He rounds second, headed to third. Riedinger has already scored the throw to third. Not in time. Hansen with a stand-up triple. What a shot by Hansen to the right center gap. And that will make it 2-0 in favor of North Dakota in the top of the third inning.
Just really good hitting. Found that gap, drove it, and he was off to the races. He didn't slow up one step.
That's a ton of speed for a cleanup hitter.
Tell you what.
I don't think Big Poppy in Boston was going to stretch out into a triple.
No.
And Leingang is your hitter now. Mason Leingang, 0 for 1 with a flyout, is the third baseman. His buddy Connor Hansen standing on third, looking for a way to increase the lead to 3-0. And the count evens 1-1. Overlay comes set. The pitch popped up behind home plate, foul, out of play. 1-2. 2 outs as Hansen comes up with a huge triple to plate Riedinger and extend the lead for North Dakota. And that's a shot. Drops the pitcher to his back. Gets through, and that's going to score Hansen. Leingang with a missile up the middle. Overly, luckily, was able to get out of the way of it. It's just all you can do is get your face out of the way on that one.
Tell you what, that was a rocket, and you're right. It put Overlay on his back as his reaction was just to get his head out of the way, and that momentum dropped him. He's okay, but that was a rocket shot, and Bismarck, North Dakota really hitting the ball on the screws here in the third inning.
Left fielder Luke Domre coming to the plate, 0 for 1 with a fly out. Pitch by Overlay is in there for a strike. Nice job by the pitcher. Overlay coming back, finding the strike zone after the defensive work he had to do on the mound just to save himself. Breaking ball just down and outside. 1-1 your count. Mason Leingang at first. 1-1 count, 2 outs. In there for strike 2. Overley's pitched well in this inning. He hasn't made a lot of mistakes. There's just been 3 really good swings by this Bismarck team. Madsen again. Ball that bounces in front of him, keeps it right there. Runner stays at first. Big swing, fouls it back. Overlay 54 pitches through 2 2/3, 31 strikes, 23 balls. Looking to get out of this third inning and go get the bats going. And there's another line drive right up the middle. Shortstop dives, tries to make the play just beyond his reach. And just like that, Bismarck has 2 guys on with the big man, Cameron Miller, the catcher for this North Dakota club, coming to the plate. And that's going to bring out the Janesville coach to come talk to Overley. I think they might make a change, and this is just one of those, sometimes you have to tip your hat to the team ripping baseball.
Absolutely, Brad, and 6 hits already here, and 4 of those in this inning as they've scored 3 runs, and we will have a pitching change. So we'll take a break. We'll tell you who it is and reset the defensive alignment for Janesville, Wisconsin. 3-0 your score, North Dakota over Wisconsin here in the top half of inning 3 at the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series.
Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back into Denver Trapp Field on the campus of Lawrence County High School, site of the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. We're in the top of the third inning between Bismarck, North Dakota, and Janesville, Wisconsin. Had a pitching change. Third baseman Eric Hughes is going to come over to the mound. Micah Overley will swap places with him and go to third. Cameron Miller, the catcher, up. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. First pitch is a shot to the left fielder. Coach is rounding him. There's going to be a play at the plate. Cutoff throw. Not in time. They throw back to third, trying to get there. And he's able to slide around the outstretched tag of Micah Overley, and Overley appears to have injured himself as he stretched out trying to make the play. Nice effort by the young man, but we hope he is okay.
Yeah, he's holding his right side and may have just stretched a little too hard. We'll wait and see. But moving down to second was Miller.
The catcher, ends up at second as the relay throw home was not in time to get the runner trying to score from second. On the relay throw, both runners advanced. Leingang scored, Domre to third, and Miller to second. The catcher threw back to the third baseman, Overley, and he was about at the edge of the grass, beginning of the dirt, caught the ball and tried to dive to get Domre, but was unable to get there in time. Just may have pulled something a little bit. It appears he's going to stay in the game. Glad the young man's okay. Valiant effort.
May just have a nice shiner on that on his hip as he was sliding.
Absolutely.
Sliding in that dirt, you could just have a nice shiner there. That'll feel real nice next time he takes a shower.
Oh, no question about it. That's not one you look forward to. Well,
what do they call it, a strawberry?
A strawberry,
right?
there you go. 4-0. Bismarck leads. Runners at second and third. Alex Krug, the right fielder, out. And the pitch from Eric Hughes, breaking ball just outside. Alex looking for the pitch that he can drive to the outfield. 2 runners in scoring position. Fastball outside edge, strike. We talked about Hughes coming in, pitching some the other night. He's back at it tonight. These guys, they are fantastic athletes. And outside fastball is fouled back by Krug. Falling behind 1-2 in the count. 2 runners on base in scoring position. North Dakota's already put 4 across the plate in this half inning. Alex, little flare into shallow center. Tough play. Going back, what a play by the shortstop, Tegan Christian.
Oh, wow.
Falling to the outfield. That's a Sports Center top 10. To get his team out of the inning. Otherwise, it is 6-0 if he does not make that play. Congratulations to Tegan Christian on a fantastic effort. This is the Babe Ruth World Series on X Sports TV. We're through 2.5. The score is North Dakota 4, Wisconsin 0. We'll be back just after this.
In Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back into Denver Trap Field, where Bismarck, North Dakota has just scored 4 in the top of the third to take a 4-0 lead over Janesville, Wisconsin. Over on the other field right now, as we're checking the score, Mississippi is leading 7-3 over Washington in the 5th inning. I believe it's headed to the bottom of the 5th right now, as it appears Mississippi is just taking a throw down by the catcher, so they put a 5 spot up in the 5th inning to take a 7-3 lead over the boys from Washington.
And that bodes well for the host team, Lawrenceburg. If Mississippi can defeat Washington, that would give Lawrenceburg the 1 seed.
Absolutely. First pitch just outside.
And Brad, want to congratulate our viewers from Wisconsin and North Dakota. They've set a new record here at the Babe Ruth World Series for viewers of a single game.
Nice.
Yeah.
The enthusiasm's been great at the park today with this one. Both fan bases are into it. As the pitch is fouled back to even the count at 1-1 on Colin Hageman, the second baseman. And again, fouled back. 2 nice hacks by Hageman. Really trying to get aggressive and jump on a fastball when he gets it. Hageman, the 7-hole hitter, as North Dakota has faced the minimum thus far. Just low, says the umpire. 2-2. 4 runs on 7 hits for North Dakota. No runs on 1 hit for Wisconsin. Strike 3 called. It gets away from Miller. Miller gathers it, fires to first for the first out of the inning. 7 up, 7 down thus far for Feeney from North Dakota. One man got on, he picked him off first. That will bring Caleb Kenna, the center fielder, to the plate for Wisconsin. Looking to try to get a rally started here with 1 out for Janesville. First pitch, swing and a miss. As Kenna asks the umpire for time to step in and get ready. Pitch now. Called strike, fastball over the outside half. Quickly 0-2 on Kenna. Feeney working very efficiently. Pitch down and away. Not a bad place to throw it with a 0-2 count. And a swing and a miss. 8 straight retired by the boys from North Dakota. That will bring Tegan Christian to the plate. Shortstop that made an all-world catch running into shallow center field to get them out of the inning. Ball over the middle of the plate, just a bit low.
Yeah, maybe the play of the tournament thus far, along with the catch for Sarasota to end the game earlier today.
There have been some amazing defensive efforts by several players in this tournament. Those two have to be near the top, though.
Absolutely.
Quickly 2-0. 3-0 runs the count.
Yeah, the play by, sorry, go ahead.
Christian jumping ahead 3-0. You know this is going to be a take, as they have had 1 base runner to this point, 8 straight retired. Pitch in for a strike. Off the end of the bat, foul. Feeney has fought back from a 3-0 count to get it full. And leaves it down. Tegan Christian, the shortstop, earned that walk. That'll bring us back to the top. The pitcher, Eric Hughes, with 2 outs and a runner aboard. This will be the second time in 3 innings that Feeney has gone from the stretch. Nice breaking ball to the outside half for a strike.
Yeah, the first time didn't last very long.
I think it was one time coming set and a snap throw to first.
Didn't even throw a pitch, actually, so that was his first pitch officially from the stretch.
And a swing and a miss from Hughes. Feeney appeared to take a little bit off. I don't know if that was actually a changeup or just let off of it a little bit, but threw it over the inside part of the plate under the hands of Eric Hughes. 0-2 count. And Hughes asking for timeout. Home plate umpire grants it. As Tegan Christian gets his lead at first. Feeney comes set the pitch. Breaking ball outside. This is one the North Dakota team has not had to do a lot in the field yet. And Feeney strikes him out on the swing and miss. Through 3 innings from Lawrenceburg, North Dakota leads 4-0 over Janesville, Wisconsin. This is the Babe Ruth World Series on X Sports TV. We'll be back right after this break.
In Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Daryl Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back into Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, home of the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. The announcer's wardrobe has been provided by HD Inc. For all your screen printing and embroidery needs, give owner Phil Hooper a call at 931-201-2961 or email him at hdinc2010@gmail.com. HD Inc., the official apparel provider of the X Sports Radio Network. As we head to the top of the fourth inning, North Dakota with 4 runs in the third leads 4-0. They scored those 4 runs on 7 hits. There's been 1 hit from Wisconsin. He was picked off at first base. There's been 1 additional walk, 10 batters faced so far.
Yeah, an excellent start for Feeney. And has certainly found his groove through the first 3 innings, giving his team a chance to pick up their first win of the tournament. And could throw a wrinkle into Janesville, Wisconsin's efforts in the single elimination round. They are more than likely going to make it, but there's a big difference between having an opportunity to be second or third, because the opposite division.
Absolutely.
California, the 1 seed. You want to try to stay away from them if you can.
Definitely.
Of course, Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, also 3-0. Not sure you want to face them either.
Both teams are playing good baseball right now. Nicholas Hinge, your batter. First offering from Hughes, just a bit up and out, ball 1. Hughes working from the windup. Hinge takes the called strike over the middle of the plate. And through 5 innings, it is 7-3. Mississippi leads over Washington over on Tom Cruise. It appears they're starting the top of the 6th. Second strike on Nicholas Hinge. And just a bit inside with a nice breaking ball from Hughes.
Well, Mississippi, who had, I believe, 13 errors in their first 2 games, only have 2. Washington was 6.
Wow.
So the tides have reversed a little bit for Mississippi from the air department.
Absolutely. It's amazing how those can be contagious, just like hitting. A shot right at Dawson Draves. He snags it out of the air for the out.
Right to him.
And that retires Nicholas Hinge. Puts us back to the top of the order with the leadoff man, Connor Wickham. 1 out, looking to get a base runner on for Bismarck. Beautiful breaking ball by Hughes. In for called first strike.
Wickham today 0 for 1 with a ground out and a sacrifice bunt.
Pitch from Hughes. Another breaking ball, freezes Wickham. He bends at the knee a little bit. Umpire says that's in there for strike 2. Oh-2 pitch, fastball up out of the zone. I have trouble thinking anything but a breaking ball is coming here after the first 2 pitches he threw. And there it is. It's Chopper at the third baseman. Overly loses it just a bit. The throw across the diamond is late to Graves. And with that, Bismarck has a runner on in the form of the leadoff Wickham. Reedinger coming to the plate. And for those of you watching at home, Mom, Grandmom, I'm sorry if I butcher the names. We're doing the best we can on these, and I sincerely apologize if I mess them up.
You can comment and let us know exactly how it needs to be done on the YouTube live chat.
First pitch to Riedinger's in there for a strike. Connor Wycombe at first base getting his lead. Graves holding him on. From the stretch, a breaking ball hit at overlay at third base. Quickly thrown to second for one. The turn is not there for two. However, he turned inside. He's back to the bag as Riedinger.
A nice job by Madsen, Brad, to back up the play as a good catcher does. He was right where he should have been, behind first base, and was able to pick that up quickly to keep the runner at first.
Absolutely. Little details like that end up being huge moments in a baseball game. You kept the runner from getting into scoring position on the overthrow, trying to turn the double play. 2 outs. Riedinger's at first. Cade Feeney, the pitcher, trying to help his cause. 0 for 2 on the day. And fastball just a bit up.
There are now 7 errors on the board across the way at Tom Cruise for
Washington. Tough outing today. High fly ball. Shallow left field. Shortstop running back under it. Nice play by Tegan Christian to end the inning. Through 3.5. North Dakota 4, Wisconsin 0. This is X Sports TV's coverage of the Babe Ruth World Series from Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. We'll be back after this break.
In Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back into Denver Trap Field in Lawrenceburg. Beautiful Sunday night baseball. 15-year-old Babe Ruth style. It's been a great game so far, 4-0. North Dakota scored 4 in the top of the third. Other than that, it's been pitching and defense. As we head to the bottom of the fourth, Cade Feeney, 42 pitches through 3 innings. First pitch, swinging and foul ball by Dalton Madsen, the catcher. Again, when JP was describing this a minute ago, Madsen busted it down the first base line with the runner as his team was trying to turn a double play. It was overthrown past Dawson Draves. He was there to back it up and keep the runner at first. Big play by the young man. Nice fundamental baseball. Swing and a miss on the second pitch. Feeney throws it low and outside. Ball 1. Little help from the on-deck batter. Micah Overly gets the pass ball. Pitch. Little soft liner up the middle. Shortstop coming across. Fires to first. In time. What a play. Skylar Riedinger all the way almost the second base side of second base. I'm sorry, first base side of second base, excuse me. Makes a fantastic play.
Tell you what, you're right. He came all the way across, picked it up basically right at the bag. His momentum carried him on the other side of the bag, able to make a strong throw to get the runner. What a play for the first out.
Feeney's first pitch to Micah Overly just a bit low. From the windup. Swing and a miss. Big cut by Overly. Had a fastball chest high. He liked it. He offered at it, unable to get the bat to it. Breaking ball slapped to the left side. Coming across is the third baseman. Nice throw on the run. Mason Line Gang, that's two fantastic plays by the left side of the infield for North Dakota for the first 2 outs of the bottom of the 4th.
Okay, the defense for both teams have really showed up here in this game. We saw, of course, the great play by Christensen at short. A couple of great plays by the left side of the infield for Bismarck.
And that will bring Clark Schmaling to the plate. I apologize. Right fielder. Fouled away down the first base side. 1-1 count. Schmaling 0 for 1 on the day. And just low and outside, 2-1 to count. 13th batter for North Dakota in the game. Pitches down and out, 3-1. Cade Feeney, 53 pitches thus far. 34 strikes, 19 balls. Just off the outside, and that's going to be ball 4. Clark Schmaling getting the walk. Putting a runner aboard with 2 outs, bringing Cody Logterman to the plate. Left fielder. And we know with one swing, he can put runs on the board. From the stretch, Feeney comes set. Fastball, fouled out over the right side. Clark Schmaling getting his lead at first. Fastball just inside. Evens the count at 1-1. Logterman looking for something inner half that he can drive. Fouled out of play. That was a good pitch to hit. The right fielder, Krug, is playing fairly close to the line. The right center gap is huge right now. If Logterman can fire something that way. Little chopper down the left side. Fires across. In time is Mason Line Gang's throw. And with that, we have completed 4 innings. Your score 4 for North Dakota, Wisconsin 0. This is the Babe Ruth World Series on X Sports TV. We'll be back to Denver Trapp Field, Lawrenceburg after this break.
In Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Daryl Valentine Enterprises in Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Interested in purchasing photos from the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series? Visit MacBrownPhoto.com or send them an email requesting your player or team to info@MacBrownPhoto.com. Mac Brown Photographers, the official studio of X Sports Nation and of the 2017 15-year-old Babe Ruth World Series. Mac Brown Photographers, creating tomorrow's memories. We're back in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Wisconsin trailing North Dakota 4-0, and Bismarck looking for their first win. Back at the plate here in the top half of inning 5. This game's moving along rather quickly there, Brad.
Very much so. We had the 4 spot in the top of the 3rd for North Dakota. Other than that, it's zeros on the board. Both teams have been very efficient with their pitching, and both pitchers, all the pitchers have worked very quickly, which is fun for fans as well.
Absolutely.
First pitch to Hansen, breaking ball inside.
Especially appreciative for the announcers as well.
Absolutely. Connor Hansen, the lefty, 1 for 2, hit a missile to the right center gap for a triple. His last plate appearance. 2-0 the count. And goes opposite way. That's going to be out of play, foul down the third base line. A little late on that one. Hughes pitching from the windup. Hanson fouls back the inside fastball to even the count at 2-2. Score is still 7-3 in favor of Mississippi over Washington, headed to the 7th inning over on Tom Cruise Field. And Hanson swings through it. Third strike. Nice job by Hughes to retire the leadoff man in the top of the 5th. That will bring Mason Leingang, the third baseman, to the plate. Leingang with a couple of nice defensive plays at third for this Bismarck team. Hughes, nice breaking ball for a strike. Breaking ball lifted into the center of the diamond. Hughes takes it himself for out number 2. It's the benefit of having a superior athlete at pitcher. They take their own pop-ups. They don't wait to be called off by a corner infielder.
Yeah, I think he's an infielder by trade who can also pitch. Pitch very well, but you're right. Yeah, he's very competent fielding anywhere out there.
Luke Domre coming to the plate. 1 for 2 with a single on the day. Breaking ball. Hughes has found his release point with the breaking ball and has great command of it. Starting it off just inside the right-handed batter's box and catching the inside part of the plate. There it is again. Lazy fly ball towards second base. And out by Colin Hageman. That'll do it. 3 up, 3 down in the top of the 5th. Through 4.5. North Dakota leads 4-0 over Wisconsin. This is X Sports TV coverage of the 2017 15-year-old World Series for Babe Ruth Baseball. We will be right back after this break.
Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back into X Sports TV's coverage of the Babe Ruth World Series from Lawrenceburg, Tennessee on a beautiful Sunday night. Great baseball we're watching here between North Dakota and Wisconsin. As we head to the bottom of the 5th, North Dakota leads by a score of 4-0, all of which came in the top half of the 3rd. Dawson Draves will lead it off for Wisconsin, trying to chip away at this 4-run lead the North Dakota team has established. JP, if you're the Janesville coach, what are you telling your players as they come to the plate? Pop fly, second base, and that's going to be retired.
Brad, you know, you coming in 2-1, you got a huge opportunity. You're only down 4-0, and at some point you figure you're going to catch up to Feeney's. But he's only at 60 pitches, so unless they can break through here now the second time through the lineup, now the third with Hughes coming up, or rather this is Hageman, but it's you just got to keep doing what you're doing.
I like seeing Hageman take a first pitch there. See a few pitches. Try to get real small on your strike zone early in the count. 2-0. You got a hitter's count now. If it's perfect, where you like it, rip at it. Otherwise, take a strike. It's okay.
Make him work. Make him get out of rhythm.
And he shows a little bunt, pulls it back. 3-0 count.
And this could be the at-bat that kind of shifts the momentum a little bit towards Wisconsin.
Absolutely. Called strike as Hageman shows bunt. More as a token than anything else. I think Coach would have chased him down had he had bunted 3-0. And he's aboard with a walk. There just hasn't been much pressure on this Bismarck defense recently. You know, they've made some fantastic plays, but making plays with nobody on base is different than making plays with somebody standing on second.
Absolutely. And, you know, just having a base runner, somebody for the pitcher to deal with, changes their focus a little bit. The players, they got to know what they're going to be doing on the infield. So it just alters the preparation from a mental standpoint on every pitch.
Absolutely. Feeney's going to go from the stretch with the runner at first. Caleb Kenna, the center fielder, at the plate, 0 for 1 on the day. First pitch, fastball up in the zone, 1-0. This is one of the first times that Feeney's kind of struggled to locate his fastball for a strike. He shows bunt, pulls it back, called strike. Even then count it 1-1. Colin Hageman runs pretty well at first base, getting a lead. Feeney gives him a look, comes set, snap throw over, not in time. Third baseman Mason Leingang playing 2 steps into the grass to defend against the bunt. Fastball up and in, he swings through it. 1-2 the count on Kenna.
There's a big cut there by Caleb.
Leingang better be awake with that swing. And he gets him on a swing and miss for the second out of the inning.
It's a nice job by Feeney battling back. As we mentioned, the first time in a while they've had a runner on and a little pressure of not finding the strike zone. And what does he do? He gets a strikeout.
Absolutely. Nice job locating the fastball, moving it inside out, up and down, excuse me. Tegan Christian, the shortstop at the plate. Fastball too high. Hughes would love to get in at bat right now with 2 runners aboard, trying to help his cause. Eric Hughes, the pitcher, waits on deck for Wisconsin. Feeney with the pitch, strike over the outside part of the plate to even it at 1-1. And over on Tom Cruise, they are headed to the bottom of the 7th. Mississippi 7, Washington 3. Fouled away. Nice cut by Christian. Aggressive swing. He was on it, just fouled it straight back. 1-2 count. Feeney working ahead. Probably won't give up much of the plate on this pitch. Time asked for and granted by the home plate umpire. Hageman getting a lead, leaning slightly towards say he's gone. Runner goes, throw down, not in time. He's going to be into scoring position with a 2-2 count and 2 outs. He asked for time from the umpire so he can get up and dust off. Nice job getting a good jump by Hageman.
I think he got a little dirt in his eyes when sliding head first. And
our base umpire got his feet crossed up there. Fortunately, did not go down. All right, here's what we talked about. Runner in scoring position now. Can Feeney pitch his way out of the jam? Christian, 2-2 count. Stays alive.
Wow. That was a good pitch and a nice job, though, by Christensen to stay alive.
Absolutely. Spoil the good pitches, hammer the mistakes. Feeney comes set. Hageman with the lead at second. Ground ball at the second baseman. It's fielded, thrown to first in time. And with that, they're out of the jam. One left on board through 5. North Dakota leads 4-0 over Wisconsin. This is X Sports TV's coverage of the Babe Ruth World Series from beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. We'll be back after this break.
Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back into the Babe Ruth World Series from Southern Mill, Tennessee on the campus of Lawrence County High School. North Dakota and Wisconsin head to the top of the 6th inning. 4-run game in favor of North Dakota right now. We're keeping a watch on the adjacent field, Tom Cruise Field. 7-3, Mississippi leads Washington, 2 outs. Washington down to their final out, trying to tie it up in the bottom of the 7th. JP, what will that do to our games tomorrow in the American side, other than make them really exciting?
Yeah, at Mississippi, that'll give them a 1-2. That'll make Washington 1-2. And if North Dakota can hold on here, that'll make them 1-2.
Should make for some fireworks tomorrow, possibly. And the first pitch from Hughes, breaking ball that doesn't break. Stays high and inside on the catcher, Miller. Cameron Miller, big cut, swing and a miss. Evens the count at 1-1. 2 for 2 today is the catcher, Miller, with 2 singles, 1 RBI. Swings through it, strike 2.
And Bismarck and Meridian, Mississippi will play tomorrow evening, the night game on Tom Cruise Field.
Leaves the breaking ball down.
And we have a final, Brad, 7-3, Mississippi. They get their first win at the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series.
Congratulations to the boys from Mississippi on their first win.
And that will give Lawrenceburg the 1 seed.
Absolutely, that
and the
locks
American,
it up.
Yep.
And the pitch down, it's a ball. Miller sprints to first base. I love the effort as it's a pass ball, just in case something crazy happened. Runner aboard, no outs for North Dakota. So when we reset this, Washington has to play Lawrence County tomorrow night. Mississippi and North Dakota play. If this holds where we are right now at 4-0, all 3 of those are 1-2 teams. That's a tall task for Washington to come back and beat Lawrence County tomorrow night to get to 2 wins. And both of these teams. Pass ball, Miller advances to second base.
Well, Wisconsin, this is their last game. If they cannot come back, they'll finish 2-2. And then you've got Washington, Mississippi, and North Dakota all 1-2, with 2 of those playing each other. So one of those will join them at 2, with the third an opportunity to join them at 2-2. So then you could get into all kinds of head-to-head, runs allowed.
Beautiful bunt down the first base side. There's nobody covering the base. He's going to be safe. Fantastic bunt. Alexander Krug, the right fielder, with a great bunt. Janesville missed their shift on who is covering. No outs. Runners at the corners. Nicholas Hens coming to the plate looking to extend the lead for North Dakota. And first pitch in for a strike. Big moment right here for Janesville. They need to keep it at 4, as Feeney has been lights out on the mound tonight. From the stretch, Nicholas Hens bunts to the right side. It's good for the sacrifice. He scores the catcher, Cameron Miller. Alexander Krug moves to second. He's going to get some high fives when he gets to the dugout after that effort.
I'll tell you, North Dakota's came to play tonight. They've done this.
Baseball.
Yep, they exactly. That's it. No errors in the field, and just a great pitching performance by Feeney too.
Absolutely. Connor Wickham comes to the plate with a runner at second in the form of Alexander Krug. First pitch for a ball. 5-0 the score. North Dakota leads Janesville, Wisconsin in the top of the 6th. Hughes misses high with fastball. 2-0 the count. Wisconsin's fixing to have to go right back through the heart of this North Dakota lineup as well. Fastball in there for a called strike. 2-1 on Connor Wickham. Center fielder for the team from North Dakota. Pitch is left, down and out. 3-1. Hughes looks a little tired. His release point is starting to change and struggling to find the strike zone. Snap throw down to second, almost in time. Nice throw by Madsen. Trying to create some energy for his team, throwing behind Alexander Krug after the ball 4 to Wickham, the leadoff batter. That will bring Riedinger to the plate. Skylar Riedinger, the shortstop for North Dakota. 2 for 3 on the day with a single and a double. 1 RBI. Bunts right at the third baseman. Third baseman covered the base instead of charging. Everybody's safe. Beautiful execution on the bunt by Riedinger. And that will load the bases for the pitcher, Cade Finney.
Feeney can really put this one out of reach right now with a base hit here. Still just 1 out, but that was a perfectly laid bunt. Great timing.
Absolutely. He understood the situation with runners at first and second. He wanted to make the third baseman field at third base, went to the bait to cover the base. Nobody's home. Breaking ball misses outside. What a fun position for Feeney, the pitcher. Bases loaded, 1 out, top of the 6th. You've got a 5-run cushion already, but you could just about close the door right here with a big hit in the gap. Breaking ball over the inside part of the plate by Hughes. Nice pitch. Hughes looks in for the signal. Nice play by Madsen, blocking it up on the pitch, down and outside in the dirt. Pitch from Hughes. Inside, almost caught the left arm of Feeney. Count runs 3-1. Hughes has to find the strike zone as the bases are loaded, nowhere to put him. Feeney gets some dirt, wipes the hands off. No chance there's a little nervous sweat on there at this point in the game. Hughes misses high with the fastball, and with that, it will walk in the run to make it 6-0 North Dakota. Bases remain loaded with 1 out. And that will bring the first baseman, Connor Hansen, to the plate. 1 for 3 on the day with a triple. We're going to get a visit from the coach out to talk to Hughes, try to settle him down here. With that, we will take a brief break and be back with the remainder of the top of the 6th inning from Lawrenceburg on X Sports TV.
Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back into Denver Trapp Field on the campus of Lawrence County High School. Babe Ruth baseball on X Sports TV. North Dakota leading Wisconsin 6-0 in the top of the 6th. Bases loaded, 1 out. Connor Hansen at the plate. And he looked to bunt. Everybody was shocked by that move. Called strike. Nice pitch by Hughes after the visit from his manager. No one's being held on. Runners getting aggressive leads. Hughes comes set. Pitch to Hansen. Fouled out of play over the third base dugout. North Dakota has scored 6 runs on 9 hits with no errors. Wisconsin, no runs on 1 hit with 1 error. It has been a dominant performance by Feeney, the pitcher for North Dakota tonight. Hansen looking to add to the 6-run lead. Fouled straight back. Elevated fastball. Hansen unable to get on top of it. Fouls it back. Stays alive, though. 0-2 the count. Hughes battling for Jamestown, Wisconsin right now. Trying to pitch his team out of this tough inning. And that's going to be a ball up. Madsen's done a nice job for Wisconsin behind the plate. He's blocked up most everything, allowing his pitchers to throw any pitch they want. Nice piece of hitting by Hansen. Line drive, diving effort by the left fielder. It gets past him. And they are rounding the bases. Hansen is fixing to try for an inside the park home run. They dropped the relay throw. That's an inside the park home run for North Dakota. And just like that, it is 10-0 North Dakota. What an effort by Hansen.
Oh, wow. Well, he already has a triple. And that was a rope and a great effort out in left field.
Cody Logterman laid out trying to get to it. I have no problem with that. It's a 6-run game. You're trying to make a play in pool play.
Absolutely.
And he came in as hard as he could, dove for it, came up just short of the ball. But when that happened, we mentioned it earlier when Hansen got the triple. He can fly. And with the ball going all the way to the left field wall and Logterman having to get back to his feet, he just really had no chance of doing anything with that. So tough break for Logterman. Congratulations to Hansen on the inside the park home run.
Inside the park grand slam.
Grand slam, yeah, 4 RBIs there. So quite a day for the first baseman, Hansen, from North Dakota.
I think we know who our Ron Tellefson player of the game for North Dakota will be. Although, I tell you, Feeney, be hard to not give it to him. He's only given up 1 hit.
It's hard not to bring both of them out there right now. I believe Hansen has 6 RBIs on the night, if I'm not mistaken.
That's a big day.
That's, what do you do? There's going to be a pitching change for Wisconsin. I believe that's going to be Hageman coming in from second base to pitch. Number 9, I'll check and make sure that I'm correct on that. That is Colin Hageman coming to the mound, and I believe that will probably put Hughes at second base now. But just what an exciting, you're not picking favorites or anything else. Wisconsin's 2-1 coming into this game. What a great moment for the team from North Dakota, though, as they come in 0-2, and they finally get to have some of that excitement in the World Series.
Yeah, well, this team, of course, has 14s, were the World Series runners-up a year ago, so they know how to win, and it looks like they're in line for their first. You know, if they get 3 outs here in the bottom half of the 6th inning, this game will be over, the 10-run rule, as they have 10 runs on 10 hits. So, you know, Feeney's going to be excited to come out and try to close this one out in the bottom half of the inning.
No errors. And here's the crazy part. Wisconsin has 1 error.
Yeah.
Both teams have played pretty dadgum good. The bats have just come alive for North Dakota, and Feeney has been lights out. That brings the third baseman Line Gang to the plate with 1 out for North Dakota. You've got 4 zeros up there for North Dakota, a 4 and a 6. That, you know, that tells you how good Wisconsin has played overall. Just when the bats have woken up, it's been nonstop. There is action down in the North Dakota bullpen, and that may be more of a pitch count deal than anything else, because you're sure not questioning whether Feeney can come in and get 3 outs at this point in the game, I don't think. 3-0 count to Line Gang. Called strike. Hageman working from the windup. And that's a rope right at the shortstop. Fields it, throws a call across the infield to Draves for the 2nd out of the inning. Nice job by Colin Hageman coming in and getting the first battery tired he faces.
Absolutely. Calm down things just a bit.
And Luke Domre will be the hitter for North Dakota, the left fielder. 1 for 3 on the day with a single. Little breaking ball misses just inside for Hageman. I think Hageman kind of wanted that one. 10-0 ball game. You would hope the black part of the plate gets a little bit bigger for you.
Exactly.
Second pitch misses inside. 2-0. And this is where run differential becomes huge. Or let me rephrase that. Not run differential, runs allowed.
Yep.
As the third pitch is in for a strike. You have to stay focused in these pool play tournaments when you have 3 of the 5 advancing, and every out is important. It's just as important now not to give up an 11th run as it was to not give up the 2nd run.
Wisconsin had allowed, what, is that 21 coming in?
21. The Lawrence County game last night put up a big number as well, and if this holds like it is at 2-2, the runs allowed is going to come into play for them.
Yeah.
Domre on via the walk. Hageman retires 1, walks the 2nd, and that will bring the catcher, Cameron Miller, to the plate. 2 for 2 with 2 singles and a walk, 1 RBI. Continued action in the Bismarck bullpen. Miller with a big cut, swings through the fastball from Hageman. Dawson Draves holding him on at first. Domre with a decent sized lead. And off-speed pitch is just low. 1-1's the count. Hageman looking in for the sign. Comes set. Fastball called over the inside part of the plate. Miller with a 1-2 count will have to shorten up and be a little bit defensive at the plate. Breaking ball, good pitch by Hageman, spoiled by Miller, fouled out of play down the right side. Cameron Miller gets ready in the batter's box. closed stance. Swing and a miss. And with that, the top of the 6th is over. But not before North Dakota puts 6 runs on the board to extend the lead to 10-0 as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. This is X Sports TV's coverage of the Babe Ruth World Series from Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. We'll be back after a brief break.
In Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Daryl Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back into Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, and the Babe Ruth World Series on X Sports TV. Bismarck puts up a 6th spot in the top of the 6th to extend the lead to 10-0. And it looks like we're going to have a pitching change for North Dakota. Feeney has pitched a whale of a ball game.
And the reason why, he was at 74 pitches.
Absolutely. So he can come back with 1 day of rest. So he technically could come back if he feels good and the coaches decide that's what they want to do for the first round of knockout play if they can get there. So with a 10-run lead, it's hard to say it doesn't make sense with the performance he's put up tonight to at least make him available. Whether it's a start or not, who knows, but to be able to get some innings in during knockout play is a huge advantage.
Absolutely.
And it will be Cody Sorensen taking over on the mound. Eric Hughes will be the batter for Janesville. Lead off. Janesville in need of a run as the 10-run rule is in effect currently. First pitch from Sorensen, strike over the outside part of the plate.
It's a good start.
Absolutely.
For Sorensen.
Found the zone. Misses just inside with the fastball to even the count at 1-1. Eric Hughes on the day, 1 for 2 with a single. A rocket through the 5-6 hole. Left fielder down in front of it, fields it off his chest a bit. Nice piece of hitting by Hughes. Has him aboard as a leadoff with a single.
And just the second hit of the game against North Dakota pitching.
Amazing outing by Feeney. I just don't think we can emphasize how good he has done for this Bismarck team. That will bring the catcher Dalton Madsen to the plate. 0 for 2. Pitches up, ball 1. Hansen kind of holding on the runner at first, enough to keep him honest. And then he bounces off a little bit early when Sorensen comes set. Popped up over our head, foul and out of play. Evens the count for Sorensen at 1-1. Sorensen pitching from the stretch after the single by Hughes. Hughes with a little bit more aggressive lead. Fakes the steal. Ball chopped foul down the third base side. Would not surprise me to see them try to put Hughes in motion here, knowing they have to have at least one to extend the game. Madsen set and the pitch. Breaking ball. Just up and in, says the umpire. 2-2 is the count. Good call by the umpire.
Yeah, it's a good-looking pitch, but it did come in a little high. Broke late, very late.
It finished where it was supposed to. It just broke really late. And next pitch is lifted high into the infield behind second base, shallow outfield actually. Caught. They throw to first, almost double up the runner Hughes as he was trotting back to first. Nice heads-up play. So with that, there's one out. Hughes at first. And Micah Overly will be the batter. Currently playing third base. He was a starting pitcher for Janesville. Pitch from Sorensen. Called strike over the middle of the plate with the fastball. We said this earlier when Hansen, the lefty, was hitting. The right fielder shaded toward the line. There is a monstrous gap in right center if he can pull something in there. Nice pitch by Sorensen. Strike over the inside part of the plate. Quickly 0-2 on Overly. Sorensen shakes off, likes the second call, comes set. Breaking ball over the outside. Missed by about 12, 13 inches off the plate. Not a bad spot for an 0-2 pitch. Sorensen trying to close out the gem that Feeney has thrown so far. Not a save situation, but trying to close it out. 2-2 as he misses outside with another breaking ball. Nice pitch, fastball on the outside part of the plate, spoiled by the left-hander Overly. Hansen, the first baseman, comes in to give a word of advice to Sorensen. They tell him to look the runner back or change his pace just a bit so Hughes can't take off. Way up and in. Overly spins out of the way, runs the count full.
You may see the dust on the field. They're dragging the dirt, the infield, over at Tom Cruise, and the wind's blowing it right over to Denver Trap. Little haze across Denver Trap here tonight.
Interesting to see if they put Hughes in motion with a full count. He fakes it, little slap to the left side. Short fielded by the shortstop, thrown across. Nice stretch by Hansen, in time. They throw to second, not gonna be in time there. Overly was busting it down the line, but what a great play by Kate. Who else? Kate Feeney, the shortstop,
right.
comes up and throws a missile across the diamond.
His arm's not tired at all.
That makes me hurt after seeing him pitch 5 innings and then fire one across the diamond like that. Hughes is in scoring position for Janesville, standing at second base. And that will bring Clark Smalling to the plate for Wisconsin. First pitch is a ball.
So North Dakota just 1 out away from finishing this game here in the 6th as they lead at 10-0. The 10-run rule is in effect.
Sorensen comes set. Pitch high and in to Smalling. Nice plate discipline by Smalling right here. 2 outs. You're down 10. Still having a good at bat, being very fundamental. Not swinging away at pitches that are out of the zone. Pitch from Sorensen is high. 3 balls, no strikes.
Schmaling has already walked once today and struck out 0 for 1 officially.
Sorensen looks in for the call. Gets it, comes set. That's going to be a strike right down the middle of the plate. Smalling had no decision except to take 3-0. Hughes will probably get a pretty aggressive lead at second as he feels like he has to score on any hit by Smalling. The 3-1. And that's up and in for ball 4. That will bring number 34, Cody Logterman, the left fielder, to the plate. Two outs, 2 runners on. 10-0's your score in favor of North Dakota. North Dakota 1 out away from ending the game via the 10-run rule. Jamestown trying to chip away at this lead. High fly ball deep to center field. And Connor Weekham runs under it, catches it, and that's the ball game, folks. 10-0 win for Bismarck, North Dakota, their first of the tournament. We will be back on X Sports TV after a short break to wrap it up with the players of the game and some final stats.
Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Daryl Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
North Dakota gets their first win of the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in dramatic fashion. A 10-0 shutout in 6 innings. And a gem pitched by Feeney Hansen with a triple and a bases clearing inside the park grand slam. Who will be the Ron Tellefson players of the game? Let's go to public address announcer Bill Phillips to find out. So Feeney gets it, well deserved. You could have gone with Hansen, but Feeney, a one-hitter through 5 innings, and picks up the win. Those are your Ron Tellefson players of the game. Feeney for North Dakota, and Eric Hughes for Janesville, Wisconsin. All right, Brad, let's I tell you what, let me get the final stats real quick, and then we'll talk about the standings. For the Midwest Plains champs from North Dakota as they get the win here tonight. Connor Wycombe 0 for 1 with a run scored. Skylar Riedinger 3 for 4 with an RBI and 2 runs scored. Cade Feeney 0 for 3 but a run scored. Connor Hansen 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored and 5 runs batted in. Those 2 hits, a triple and an inside the park grand slam. Mason Linegang 1 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI. Luke Domre 1 for 3 this evening. Cameron Miller 2 for 3 with a run scored. 1 for 3 with a run scored for Alexander Krug. Nicholas Hintz 0 for 1 with a run scored and an RBI. And looking at, let's see, we had the pitcher Cade Feeney. His numbers on the mound tonight: 5 innings pitched, 1 hit, 3 walks, struck out 8. What a performance for him here tonight. Ohio Valley champions from Janesville, Wisconsin. We had Eric Hughes 2 for 3 tonight. 0 for 3 for Dalton Madsen. 0 for 3 for Micah Overlay. 0 for 1 for Clark Schmaling. Cody Lockman 0 for 3. Dawson Draves 0 for 2. Colin Hageman 0 for 1. Caleb Kinham 0 for 2, and Tegan Christensen 0 for 1. So Hughes got both of the hits for Janesville, Wisconsin. He was the Ron Tellefson player of the game for the Ohio Valley champs from Janesville, Wisconsin. All right, so those of you who look at your final stats, let's look at the American Division. And as pool play has 1 day left, and we'll see how things are shaking out. As things got really interesting after the nightcap games.
Absolutely. Wisconsin has completed their pool play at 2-2 with their record. You have Lawrence County leading the way at 3-0. North Dakota, Mississippi, and Washington all sitting at 1-2. And the best part about this, the exciting part for the fans, you have Lawrence County playing, I apologize, I wanted to make sure I'm telling you correct, Lawrence County playing Washington tomorrow night at 8 o'clock right here on Denver Trap. And North Dakota and Mississippi will be playing at 7:30 on Tom Cruise. So, North Dakota or Mississippi, one of them will get to 2 wins by process of them playing each other. Washington has to beat the 3-0 Lawrence County host team to get to 2-2. If all that happens, we could have a 3-way tie
for second
at 2-2.
Yep.
And runs allowed will come into play, which we will talk more about that tomorrow during the broadcast as we'll get all those numbers updated. But tomorrow is meaningful in the American side. 4 seeds are for getting into the knockout play. All 5 teams still have a shot. That's fantastic on the American side. On the national side, the 3 teams that are going to advance to knockout play have been determined. California is 3-0 in pool play. Sarasota, Florida, and West Windsor, New Jersey are both 2-1. Marshall County, Tennessee, the East Tennessee team, finishes at 1-3. And Connecticut comes into the final day at 0-3. So they cannot get to the necessary 2 wins to advance, but all the seeds are still in play. You could end up with a 3-way tie.
Exactly. So, 3 teams have already decided the top 3, but the seeding is still up for grabs because California is playing Florida. Florida can win and win by a large margin, put up a ton of runs against California. That could affect the runs allowed, and that would create a tie if New Jersey were also able to win tomorrow in their game. And then you could have 3 at 3-1. So it's interesting. The teams are decided, as you mentioned, but the Americans are going to be fun to watch tomorrow. Lawrenceburg, with Mississippi's win over Washington tonight, we do know one thing. Lawrenceburg, the host, will be the 1 seed.
Absolutely.
And they will get the bye. They are 3-0. And the only other team that could have come close to them is now
it would have been Washington had they have beaten Mississippi tonight.
That's right.
They would have been 2-1 with a showdown against Lawrence County.
That's right, but that did not happen.
Final game.
So you're looking at tomorrow, as you mentioned, Mississippi and North Dakota. The winner, I would, you got to win obviously to get in. So that is a win or go home type of game. Wisconsin now plays a little waiting game where they came in last night against the host Lawrenceburg 2-0. Feeling awfully pretty good. He thought at that point it was a clear 1-2. Lawrenceburg and Wisconsin were clearly the 2 best teams after the first couple of days. But now back-to-back losses and a 10 spot put up against them here tonight. And that's 31 runs that they have allowed. And depending on what happens tomorrow, really for Wisconsin, you're pulling for Lawrenceburg to defeat Washington. Because if that happens, then Wisconsin's in. And then they'll tie with Mississippi or with North Dakota at 2-2, and the runs allowed then. But if Lawrenceburg wins tomorrow, Wisconsin's in. So the Wisconsin fans are certainly going to be pulling for the host team tomorrow.
Absolutely, it's been a great day of baseball. Weather was really nice out today. Saw some great pitching by Feeney in this game. Congratulations to that young man on a 1-hitter through 5 innings. Fun night. Should be set up for a great nightcap. The early games will be deciding who's going to get in. The nightcaps will be deciding the seeds. And so looking forward to the rest of this tournament with knockout play beginning on Tuesday night.
Absolutely. It's going to be fun. And that's the exciting thing about tomorrow is that there's still things to play for, to play out, either to get into elimination rounds or seeding. And the top seed does get the bye. Lawrenceburg has won the 1 seed in the American division, that we know, and in the national division, you've got the 3 teams that will finish 1, 2, or 3: California, Florida, and New Jersey. The question is, where will they finish? And that will all be determined tomorrow, and it will all be on Exports TV. So real quickly, Brad, before we get out here, just run down the schedule. Tomorrow, starting at 5 o'clock on Tom Cruise Field, it will be Tri-Valley, California, and Sarasota, Florida. At 5:30, right here on Denver Trap Field, Newtown, Connecticut, and West Windsor, Plainsboro, New Jersey. And then at 7:30, the nightcap over on Tom Cruise Field, Bismarck, North Dakota, Meridian, Mississippi. And the winner will have an excellent chance of moving on. The loser will go home. And then the nightcap here in Denver Trap, the host team, Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, against Camas Washougal, Washington. And that's, again, around 8 o'clock here on Denver Trap. So a lot still to play for tomorrow, and we look forward to bringing it all to you here on X Sports TV. Brad, this was fun tonight. Hope you had a good time.
Absolutely, great time.
Turned out to be a great afternoon and evening of baseball here in southern Middle Tennessee. Still on schedule, and hopefully the skies will continue to cooperate as we look to finish pool play tomorrow. All right, thanks for tuning in to X Sports TV's coverage of the 15-year-old Babe Ruth World Series, where your final score tonight, North Dakota 10, Wisconsin 0. For Brad Nielsen, I'm JP Plant, reminding you to join us tomorrow, 5 o'clock. We'll get started on Tom Cruise Field on your home for the Babe Ruth World Series, X Sports TV. Until then, good night from Denver Trap Field in the Babe Ruth World Series.